welcome back to Champions League
Hello.
Benchwarmers. We're back for the second half, but before that, we've got a little bit of a treat.
Yeah, we're going to have a quiz.
We're going to see how far you can get in this quiz. 1998 Champions League final, which these two teams, Real Madrid and Juventus, played out. You can see them above us. We're like little men in the corner there. Real Madrid on the left-hand side, Juventus on the right-hand side. Can you name the players who played in this match? So, there are some real legends in here. We might have to help you out with a few of them towards the end. Can you name them?
I can. I can name the entire team.
You went through the... I think you went through...
I'm pointing the other way.
You're pointing to... yeah, me. You're pointing to me.
No, I'm pointing the other way.
Yes, you are, of course. Yeah, good point. You named the entire Real Madrid team last week, but we're going to see how many of these got. How many of our loyal viewers are able to guess this? We've got 500 people watching right now. It's going up. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. We've got a quiz going on. 1998 Champions League final. Real Madrid, Juventus. Name some of the players here. Come on.
Just
Who's
guess
playing in goal?
who played for these two teams in the late 90s. Think of some... In fact, you've got one of the personnel involved in this match right now.
Yeah.
Not for the team you would be expecting. I mean, that's a terrible clue. But see if you can guess it, guys. You're not guessing the score. The score tonight, if you're wondering, is 2-0 to Juventus.
2-0,
3 to an aggregate. We want to hear your guesses for the lineups in this fixture.
Not
so
one
far,
person is guessing it.
no, people are just wondering what the score is.
Yeah.
Which you can find out pretty much anywhere. We're not after your lineups, guys. We're after your names. We're after your players. Come on. We might have to start filling these in for you soon. With the second half imminent. We're just seeing Isco's offside goal that he scored that was ruled out.
Right, let's get them going. Let's get them going with a few players there.
Alright, shall we give him a couple? Right, we'll give you...
Let's give them Zidane. Let's give them
Zidane
Zidane, who's playing for Juventus.
On the Juventus team. Before he joined Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Throw Zidane in there.
In fact, playing John.
In fact, Palace has just come in with Zidane, so I think you... I think he might have beaten you, because he wouldn't have heard that yet.
Right, let's have Zidane.
Montero. No. Montero, yes.
Montero's there for Juventus as well.
Yeah, he's in the Juventus team, yeah. Get Montero in. We've got 2 Juventus players now, no Real Madrid players. Some really iconic Real Madrid players in this team. You think of some legendary Real Madrid strikers and certainly the players
that's Palace... guessing Davids and Deschamps, yeah. Davids and Deschamps were both in the team.
Deschamps. We've got 4 Juventus players now knocked down. 4 Juventus players, no Real Madrid players. It's kind of the opposite of the quiz we saw at the beginning of the first half. We're going to give you a Real Madrid player now.
Inzaghi, yeah. Palace is right with Inzaghi.
Inzaghi's in there. Another Juventus player.
He knows his stuff, does Palace. Palace, come on, name the rest of them.
Nedved.
No, too early.
No, but Del Piero.
Del Piero, he's right,
yes. Yeah. Del Piero gets in there. Ronaldo, someone's saying, I think they're talking about Cristiano. There was no Ronaldo. Presumably Ronaldo wasn't in Real Madrid's team at that point. Antonio Conte was actually on the bench, SJ. That was a good guess. Hierro. Let's throw him into the Real Madrid one. Roberto Carlos I'm going to give you because I'm feeling kind. So Roberto Carlos, throw him in there as well. Let's get some of that Real Madrid board named up there.
You're giving them Roberto Carlos?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Hierro and Roberto Carlos, yeah.
Pasotto I'm going to give you as well because I think that people wouldn't have got that. It would have taken a while at least.
Trezeguet too early. Buffon, it's too early for those guys.
Yep. Let's throw Pasotto in there.
Did somebody give them Pasotto? Yeah, they're never going to get Pasotto, are they?
Vialli's a guess? No? Vialli, I think, was a bit
departed for Chelsea by that stage, yeah.
Del Piero, we've already got named on there too. No one's guessing these Real Madrid players. Maybe the Real Madrid fans are having a little bit of a hide behind their proverbial surface.
Is guessing the great Clarence
Seedorf. Seedorf is in the Real Madrid team.
Yep.
None of the big 3 forwards for Real Madrid have been named yet. I'm going to give you the goalkeeper, actually. Oh, Carambou. He's got Carambou. So there's another Real Madrid player that's been named in there.
CJ's got Carambou.
Well done, CJ. Good guess. Raul. Palace got Raul. Nice one. Panucci as well. Panucci is in Real Madrid's team.
Yeah.
2 good guesses.
So that was a race.
Guti did not start for Real Madrid in that match.
3 Champions League titles for Guti. He never played one final.
Didn't he? That's good. I like that stat. Mijatovic. Good guess. We'll give you that. Spelled slightly wrong. Antonio Conte, another guess for him.
He was on the bench.
Didn't start for Juventus in that one. He did come off the bench. They lost this match 1-0, I believe. Mijatovic scored the only goal.
Mijatovic got the goal, yeah. I remember watching it as I was a boy of 13.
Peruzzi in goal, yes.
Yep.
Peruzzi is the goalkeeper. Well done, SJ.
Peruzzi. Yeah,
and Palace.
Palace, you're doing really well here.
He is. Palace is nailing it. He's getting most of these answers.
Where are you watching from, Palace? Let us know.
In between you smashing this board to pieces. Is that Morelos he's saying there?
Or is it Morientes, maybe?
We've given you Morientes now. Let's fill in
Aki's
Morientes.
guess Morientes, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a Hierro guess there as well. We've already got Hierro in there. Torricelli, let's put him in there.
Torricelli,
sorry. My atrocious pronunciation of Italian names coming in handy there.
Yeah, there's Morientes, been guessed as well by Giovanni.
I'm going to try and say this name and you can correct me when I inevitably get it wrong. Iliano. Giuliano.
Mark Giuliano.
There you go, there's another one we can fill in. Just the one space for Juventus left there.
Redondo,
good guess there.
Jenan, is it?
And Morientes we've got as well,
Yeah.
so Morientes...
Jenan has guessed Redondo. Well done, Jenan. You got Redondo. Morientes was guessed already. Chino Ferrara says Palace.
No,
where was Ferrara?
we've got one Real Madrid player and two Juventus players left to guess.
Jenan has guessed the goalkeeper, Bodo Wilkner.
Ah, nice. Well
Very
played.
good.
Nedved.
No.
We had another guess for
Too
Nedved
early.
earlier. Some good guesses here, though.
Yeah.
We're filling this out quite nicely. We've got another 30 seconds, and then we'll just give you them. Sanchez. Well done, Jenan. Great guess.
Which is a great guess, yeah.
It is.
A great guess. He was probably the one that most
You'd
people
get
struggle
stuck
with
on,
there,
yeah.
yeah. So that's it. That's the Real Madrid lineup done.
Two Juventus players to go. I've already said Giuliano. We can
Mark
fill him in.
Giuliano.
Yeah.
Begins with an I.
Confusingly.
Giuliano. Good player. Solid player. And then, who else are we missing?
I don't think they're going to get this one.
Angelo Di Livio.
Delivio gets filled in.
There's Jeman guessing Giuliano now.
Let's get off then. Let's get back to the normal Benchwarmers.
We could leave that up for a minute. Let them
Really?
see what they're looking at. So we had a quiz. That's the 1998 Champions League final, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. This year.
Yeah.
No Champions League final for these two teams. Well, certainly not against each other this year,
No.
obviously. Madrid, you guys need to do something, says Philip Carlos. They do. They've not had a great first half. It's been pretty poor, actually.
No, and we are back. And Lucas Vazquez and Marco Asensio have both come on at halftime in place of Casemiro and Gareth Bale. We were saying just before the halftime break that the substitution or the decision to replace Benzema with Gareth Bale didn't quite pay off for Real Madrid. And Bale is not going to be happy about that, let's be honest. He's struggling for game time at the best of times so far for Real Madrid this season. Then he has to make an impression in a match like this. They go 2-0 down and he's hauled off. Now, have they sacrificed a little bit of solidity in that midfield in order to get some more pace down the wide channels, as it were?
Well, their tactics weren't working, so it makes sense to change them.
Yeah, we've got Asensio on the field now, as well as Vazquez. Two very consistent players, has to be said, in the Champions League this season for Zidane, and Vazquez in particular is a very consistent player and a favourite of Zidane in a tactical sense. He's a very diligent player. He really likes him.
Did we hear why Cilio got taken off?
Who?
Cilio.
Di
Yeah. Why did he get taken off?
I don't know.
Let's check the emails. See if Romeo said anything. Nothing. I don't think that's come through.
Here go Bayern. Lewandowski! Ooh, just wide.
Close.
Just wide.
Did he save it? Sorry.
Bayern getting ever closer to that opening goal.
Keep your comments coming in throughout the live, guys. Want to hear from you. We've just been joined by a Manchester United correspondent, Chris Folks. Actually.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris. If you're watching. No Manchester United left in this tournament. They got knocked out by Sevilla. They're playing tonight.
Man United conquerors.
Yes.
Are here against Bayern.
Can they surprise another team, another giant of European football in Bayern? You would say what we've seen so far, no, but they didn't have any chances in that first half against Man United in the last 16. But they came from nowhere and blitzed them. And you'd have to say, the longer Bayern go without scoring, the bigger that risk of a blitz is. Ben Yedder came off the bench, I think, in that match too.
Yeah, he did, to turn the game around on its head.
Starting from the beginning this time, he scored 8 goals in 8 Champions League games this season.
Who, Ben Yedder?
Yeah.
It's a good record.
Very good, yeah.
Very good record. Not quite Cristiano numbers, but it's a good record nonetheless.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could compare themselves to Cristiano's record in the Champions League at the very least.
It's
incredible.
Preeminent.
Yeah.
Imperious. King-like.
All the adjectives. Lewandowski has 6 goals in his last 7 Champions League knockout matches. He's somebody who you would think Bayern can depend on to get a goal, but so far he's not really
No.
been in there. He had a chance just a few minutes ago. Bayern already settled into a routine of camping in Sevilla's half.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
But they're still proactive, Bayern. I mean,
Yeah.
they could sit back and take the 2-1 from the first leg and get out of town. But they want to come forward. It's the way they like to play. On the front foot, lots of possession, lots of passes, lots of overlaps. It's a good tackle by Rafinha again, right at the last.
stayed on then. Shoulder wasn't too bad.
He stayed on, yeah. Wolfhard must have patched him up at half-time best he could.
Over at the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid starting strongly-ish. No significant chances yet. We're about 7
Still
minutes
can't
in.
crack the shape of Juve, really.
Ronaldo trying to skim his way into the box successfully, wins a corner, rallies the crowd there.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
Well, he's not
moment
going to be happy with the support that they got in the first half.
with the little.
These Real Madrid fans are so spoiled. You know, they've seen consecutive Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
And then they're 2 down at half time and all they can think to do is boo. Boo! Come on, give your team a bit of support.
Keep your comments coming in, guys. Let's see what people are saying so far. In this half, lots of you guessed our quiz. If you missed it at the start, we were guessing the Champions League finalists in 1998 when these two teams played. Real Madrid won that one 1-0.
We'll do it next week as well. Or the next for the semi-finals. We'll
Yeah.
have another quiz. Yeah. It was good fun.
Quiz is good, yeah. Well, I enjoyed the one yesterday as well. The Liverpool Man City scorers. Bit easier for the modern audience, perhaps. Modern footballing audience. Zidane should be to blame for this debacle, says Labioli. Bale had no business starting, and how come there's no tactical switch to help Carvajal against Mandzukic? Well, he's hauled him off now,
Yeah,
so
he
he's
has,
made
yeah,
that
it's a bit
tactical
late,
switch.
though. But Bale was playing up front. Bale wasn't playing wide midfield. He was playing up front.
People still get stuck in that whole BBC sort of concept
Yeah.
of how these Real Madrid forwards play, but it's not like that.
The
at all.
BBC is over. They don't want to play with those 3 forwards anymore because there isn't enough running in them. There isn't enough work in them, and the rest of the team can't do the work for them. But Mandzukic he's right to say that Mandzukic has caused a lot of trouble for Carvajal tonight.
Yeah.
On the back post.
Knocks him down there. Carvajal very quick to look as though someone's
His
knocked
mouth
his
is
jaw
so
off.
sore that he has to pat the ground 3 times.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Great chance for Bayern again. I think Soria is the busiest person on the Sevilla side.
Definitely, yeah. And it settled into a pattern, that Bayern game, as we said. They're really knocking on the door now. Lots of possession, lots of passes in the final third. I don't think it'll be too long until Bayern make the breakthrough there. Go 3-1 up.
They're knocking on the door.
To go 3-1 up. To go a goal tonight to go along with their other 2 away goals. Could be just too much for Sevilla to countenance. But still, historic Champions League campaign for Sevilla this year. It's the furthest they've ever been.
Yeah, very good. Very good campaign for them. Had a great group stage, great last 16, knocking Man United out. Robin doing his thing, turning in from the left. They really are camped with their sort of 7 attackers Bayern Munich here. Sevilla don't have the men to mark them. And again, Soria saves it.
Muller gets a lovely shot.
It's
on
a
target.
save a minute at the moment for the Sevilla number 1. Well, he didn't used to be the number 1, but he's
Rico.
forced his way into that team. As
They're
Soria.
not happy with Rico lately, are they?
No, they dropped him after the. I think it was after the first leg of. In fact, it was after he conceded those 2 goals against Barca.
Yeah, that's
Later
right.
on.
Yeah.
When Barca somehow clawed a 2-2 draw from a game they looked like they were.
And that's it. The Barca have been like that these last few weeks. Messi rescuing them. Got another hat-trick at the weekend to pull them out of danger.
I've seen a quite ridiculous dive here from Martinez. He's exaggerating to the extreme, but he might have successfully earned his Sevilla opponent a yellow card from this. Ridiculous stuff. Get up.
You really don't like that, Miles, do you?
I don't. He was just flailing around and he just bumped him. It's like that. That's all it was.
You feel the contact, you have to go down.
You don't have to roll. You just sit down if you want. Benega, he missed the first leg. There you go. It's not that bad. Not that bad. Keep your comments coming in, guys. We've actually got a comment in our comment section from the Goal.com admin saying, philosophical question for you fellas. Would Juve, Roma, Liverpool and Sevilla be a good semi-final lineup for the concept of the Champions League? It'd certainly be interesting. I'd like it.
Yeah, you need to shake
Something
it up
different,
sometimes. Yeah.
You just get so bored every
You
year.
do,
of
and people
the
talk
same
about,
team.
oh yeah. You know, it goes on and on with Bayern, Barca, Real Madrid, and you know, if you did get a bit of a shake-up this year, it would. I don't know if it would attract any more neutral fans, put it that way, because everybody wants to see the biggest teams and the biggest matches. But what it would do, it would make these bigger teams go to another level and find new solutions.
Yeah.
And try and improve for next year. So it would be interesting from that perspective. I mean, this Real Madrid team hasn't really been touched in the last 4 or 5 years.
Since the last World Cup.
Yeah, other than some, you know, youth team players brought into the team.
Yeah, since yeah.
So they could do with a shake-up. And similarly, Bayern, you know, Robben, Ribery, Neuer, guys in their 30s, you know, they could do with a shake-up as well. And maybe a big defeat might be the, I suppose, the opportunity to flush out some of the old guard who aren't performing so well. But it's not going to happen with Bayern, I don't think, tonight.
No, Sevilla.
Their older players are very consistent.
This isn't the same sort of fixture as what we saw in Man United. We're seeing a team that are very much pressing a chance every couple of minutes, really. Coming up from all the angles. Even if they don't score, they're not desperate. Then it's not like City last night, where they had to score to get through. It's not like Roma last night, where they had to score to get through. Bayern can just settle for the 0-0.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're pushing. They've got every player other than the goalkeeper inside the Sevilla half and well inside the Sevilla half.
And this is their main intention now. They've wrapped up the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
The Champions League is their...
well, they've got the treble to aim for, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, of course, the last time they did that, Jupp Heynckes was there, 2013, hoping to repeat history 5 years later.
What a trolling that would be for Pep Guardiola. So,
yeah, he couldn't do it.
Before he arrives, treble by Heynckes. After he leaves, treble by Heynckes.
It'd be great.
People will look back at Guardiola as a lull in Bayern's history.
You'll hate that.
Be unbelievable, that. But it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Certainly not real now. They've got the league wrapped up. You'd say the Pokal, probably favourites in that.
Yeah, of course they're favourites in that.
Favourites in everything they come up against in Germany, at least.
Juve in the second, well, crucial to Bayern having a better chance of winning the Champions League will be Real Madrid going out. But Juve, they haven't been able to, first 15 minutes of this half, they haven't been able to put the same kind of pressure on Real Madrid as they did in the first half.
All they are, though, is one goal away from taking this into extra time. And Higuain forces a save from Keylor Navas there, from about 25 yards out.
It's a good shot on the turn from Gonzalo. And he'll really want to have his say tonight, Higuain. He had no say in the first leg. You know, he's back at the Bernabeu where he's been ridiculed.
Yeah, of course, yeah, former player. It used to be him and Benzema that were... It was between them who's going to start up front.
Fight
he
out,
left
yeah.
to get a little bit of space,
Yeah.
time to shine, out from Ronaldo's shadow. And he did well for himself at Napoli. Earned himself a massive move to Juventus where he's continued his good form.
Yeah, great form. But he needs to make the difference now in the big games. He didn't make the difference in the Champions League final last year at all. He was anonymous. He was anonymous in the first leg here too. And Juventus bought him to make the difference in Europe. And, you know, he's had some good performances, but he hasn't been the standout guy for Juve yet in the Champions League. In the big matches. He did it against Spurs in the last round. I'll give him that. But what he needs is a big performance against a big team. So people will say, wow.
Well, if he knocks the Real Madrid out, that would be a wow moment for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So tonight's his night. You need to do it, Gons.
Oh my goodness.
He's dropped it!
Got it!
It's 3-0!
It's 3-0!
It's 3-0!
Oh,
Juventus have wiped out the away goal advantage, and it's Blaise Matuidi who capitalises on an unbelievable error from Keylor Navas.
Oh
the
my
ball
goodness.
is whipped in from the right wing, I think by Douglas Costa. It's dropped at the feet of Blaise Matuidi. And an absolute disaster for Real Madrid. They go 3-0 down, just as I was giving them a little bit of credit. And at the same time, Sevilla have hit the crossbar in the Allianz Arena from a header.
But the focus of our attention right now is Juventus, which, I tell you what, 3 goals against Real Madrid at home. A team which has looked dominant in the Champions League this season. Really, really
shell
dominant.
shock. Absolute shell shock.
Ronaldo will be wondering what on earth is going on. And we're just seeing a replay of it here.
A disaster from Keylor Navas. An absolute disaster from Keylor Navas.
Buffon trolling all the fans there. Probably
it was no danger. Let's be honest, it was no danger as the ball dropped for Navas. And he spilled it right into the path of Matuidi, who's not a renowned goal scorer, but a very consistent player.
30 minutes to go then, and we're heading for extra time.
One more goal puts Juventus through.
One more goal seals the tie for either team. Whoever scores, right?
It's next goal wins pretty much.
Yep. If both teams score, Juventus go through.
Yep.
If Juventus score again, Real Madrid need 2 goals. to go through. They will not get extra time if Juventus can score once more. I'm sorry, but at the moment we're heading towards extra time. Get the Bayern. See how Bayern doing against Sevilla. Still no goals in that one.
And we talked about the embarrassment and shame that Barcelona should have felt after last night's performance. How have Real Madrid failed to learn their lesson from that match?
Unbelievable. And Juventus, they took lessons from Roma. They realised what they did. They said,
exactly, yeah.
If we go out and attack them, they're there to be had.
Yeah, and they are. But they've got their 3 goals a lot quicker than Roma got them last night.
Yeah. Really is incredible. 30 minutes to go now. Well, about 27 minutes to go now. And Real Madrid, they really need a goal at this point. Or we're going to be looking at extra time and penalties. First time. It's been a while.
We haven't had extra time yet, have we, in the Champions League this year?
No.
This season.
No.
But one more goal eliminates the need for extra time.
Well.
But then again, now it's a shootout, which means that even if Real Madrid score one, they're going to be vulnerable to the away goal. Because the next goal really counts as the away goal for Juve.
Then the away goal starts coming into it. What we're looking at now is Real Madrid 40-1 to win with Double Bet. You can click the link at the top of the comments if you're watching on Facebook, if you're aged over 18 and based in the UK. And you can sign up if you can get the new customer offers, and that's great. Real Madrid now 40-1 to win. Juventus 1-66 on to win tonight. And draw is 14-1. I think it's safe to say Juventus are definitely going to win the match tonight.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether they win the fixture, essentially.
But Real Madrid, they absolutely have to respond here. I just cannot believe a team that's been so good in Europe. I know their form in the league has been disappointing so far this season at times. But a team that's been so at home in Europe and looks so confident and comfortable in Europe, how have they been caught cold by this performance? How?
It's just ridiculous. I could not see this happening before the game. Not a chance. Not a chance of Juventus scoring 3 unannounced.
Unanswered goals. 3 unanswered goals. And Real Madrid haven't had a sniff.
No. It's been slightly absurd, to be honest. Where is Pinaldo, says Wabe. What are we looking at? Chance here for Bayern Munich.
Bayern, we're just watching Bayern there for a second. They're absolutely peppering that Sevilla goal at the minute.
Sevilla have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players in the box. Desperately.
And they need 2 goals to win, and they're camped in their own box.
Great save from Soria. Awesome Juve, says Emeka. No penalty for Pinaldo yet, says Monkser. Monkser? That's it, yeah. Where is Pinaldo, says Wabai.
All the Ronaldo haters are crawling out of the woodwork tonight.
Just like the Barca haters were calling out the woodwork last night.
Yeah, despite the 2 goals he scored in the first leg.
This will definitely cheer up the Barca fans out there. Maybe somewhat.
The saddest thing about this is that if Real Madrid go out, it will mean that bicycle kick in the first leg meant nothing. I would hate that.
And a meaningless, incredible goal.
Yeah, I remember Huntelaar scored one, like the most unbelievable goal you've ever seen in the Bernabeu a few years ago against Real Madrid for Schalke, and they were already like 7-0 down. But to look at the goal again, you're like, wow, that is one of the best goals you'll ever see.
Just a shame it meant nothing.
Yeah, but it needs to mean something.
Yeah.
A great goal needs to mean something.
And that's why everyone remembers the Zidane goal when he scored in the Champions League final.
Yeah. As Lewandowski gets another kick. But I know you're not interested in Bayern so much. A lot of you aren't so interested in Bayern.
Well, they're not the interesting ones tonight. No. I thought they might be. I thought this would be the one where maybe there's a bit of tense.
It's a closer game.
But what we're seeing is the complete opposite. We're seeing Juventus are camped inside Real Madrid's half again, and
it shouldn't be happening.
How are they not dealing with this?
This is another total failure, another classical failure by Real Madrid, following up from what Barcelona did last night. And however bad Barcelona felt last night, Real Madrid are feeling just as bad right now.
Yeah.
And Keylor Navas, how do you feel? This could be a significant injury for Robert Lewandowski, just as we have a look.
He just clipped his heel.
He gets caught on the Achilles.
I'm not sure.
Is it by long leg?
Is it just by his back of his ankle?
I think he twists it.
Ooh. Hard to know.
Anyway, Lewandowski's getting treatment. It's killing me.
Lewandowski obviously playing part in the World Cup this summer. He'll be hoping to be there for Poland, who have got themselves a winnable group, actually, with Colombia, Japan, and Senegal. They'll be hoping they can get to the last 16 from
Definitely,
that. Well, we've seen Ronaldo break away, but he's got absolutely no support whatsoever.
He's 1 against 5 there.
He's done well to win that free kick there. He's done really well. He was hauled down. It's got to be a yellow card. Yeah. Yellow card 4. Who was it that brought him down? Which of the Juve players are we going to see? Alexandro. Alexander with what is known as a professional foul. He needed to do that, really, I think.
I don't think he did need to do that.
I guess you see Ronaldo bringing a goal. Yeah, get Real Madrid on there. So we keep close an eye on this one. Real Madrid just passing it around a little bit. Madrid 0, Juve 3. Is this really happening, says Habe? It is.
Habe!
I'm a little bit shocked as well. I'm not a little bit shocked. I'm very shocked.
This is really happening.
Yeah. We've had some shocking nights of Champions League quarter-final football, haven't we? Every single night I've sat down and come away from thinking, wow.
What have we seen? Yeah.
The first night we had the overhead kick. The second night we had Liverpool storming Man City, unexpectedly. And Barcelona also smashed Roma, which was soon to be forgotten, when last night they got smashed by Roma and Liverpool beat Man City. Now tonight we're seeing a potentially huge upset with Juventus maybe knocking Real Madrid out.
It's not over yet.
It's not.
It's not over yet. And as things stand, Real Madrid are not going out. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
If you're a Real Madrid fan.
Well, they're not going through either. As things stand.
It's stalemate at the minute.
We're in that purgatory limbo.
It's literally next goal wins.
Yeah.
It's next goal wins. As Cristiano stands over a free kick. Not the most fearsome side over a free kick over the last few years.
I think we spoke about how good Messi was at free kicks last night.
The king of free kicks.
And Ronaldo would wish he was that good. But unfortunately, he'll just have to settle for being the best at pretty much everything else.
This current score...
So he's not going to take it. I think Asensio's going to take it.
This current position is Asensio's position for me.
Yeah.
It suits the left footer a lot better. And Marco Asensio is behind the ball, as well as Cristiano. Asensio over the bar. Asensio. Cristiano will not be happy with that.
He wouldn't have done much better.
As these Real Madrid fans contemplate their fate.
They would not have come here expecting to see a 3-0 defeat to Juventus. They certainly wouldn't have expected to see much more than maybe a fleeting hint of danger.
What a disaster of the goalkeeper.
They would have been smirking last night at what was a terrible, terrible result for Barcelona. Seeing their arch rivals get knocked out by a team, though, widely expected to beat. An Italian team, though, widely expected to beat. And here they are,
a little
24
bit of
hours
history
later.
repeating.
But at their own home ground as well, and that's even worse.
Crazy. Crazy. At the Bernabeu.
At least Barcelona could say, you know what, Stadio Olimpico, we're away from home. Still not an excuse, but you can understand a team coming back from that sort of...
And you have to say now, the failure that they've been experiencing in the league this season, I mean, they're never going to get anywhere close to Barcelona to win the league. I don't even think it's mathematically possible to win it at the minute.
No.
These are the most important 20 minutes of Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid career right now.
Yeah, if they get knocked out.
If they get knocked out tonight, there's no way he can keep his job.
Let us know, guys. Do you think Zidane should be fired if Real Madrid get knocked out? We want to hear from you. We're thinking maybe.
Yeah, because I'm sure that his future prospects in employment at Real Madrid are totally contingent on staying in the Champions League. If you can win us the Champions League again, you keep your job. If you can't, you won't. I think he'll be under no illusions about that. He's got 20 minutes to rectify the situation. He's already played 2 of his cards from the bench, which means he's only got 1 substitution left available to him. He hasn't got a goal machine on the bench.
He doesn't.
Where do Real Madrid go from here? They absolutely need to score. Things are getting desperate.
And Juventus, the longer this goes on, the more confident they could get here. They're not looking like a team that's settling for this 3-0.
No, they want to score again because they know that then Real Madrid need to score 2 more goals, so they haven't even looking like scoring 1 goal tonight.
Asensio was the hero coming off the bench for Real Madrid against PSG in the last 16, in the first leg. Zidane will be hoping that maybe he can show a bit more of that magic here. Ronaldo hasn't quite had his way tonight. It's not been the same as the first leg fixture.
No.
Where he scored pretty early on, didn't he? And then he scored the overhead kick later.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that same little look for him tonight. He's not really had any major chances. Set up Isco for a goal he probably should have scored.
It's just so hard to put your finger on why Real Madrid have failed so badly tonight so far. I mean, they played in their usual formation. Benzema out of the team instead of Bale. You would have to say that's the one big difference to the lineup. Also, I mean, people will talk about Sergio Ramos and the individual mistakes he sometimes makes, but you would have to say that his absence in the backline to be replaced by
Vallejo, who's never played in the Champions League before, ever, and that inexperience is shown. I mean, Varane is a player who a lot of people thought was going to be this massive. Yeah, and he's
the experienced member of the back of the central defence tonight. And he hasn't been good enough.
They're struggling together. And it is those lofted balls in between, and they're picking them apart in between those Real Madrid players.
Yeah.
In between Carvajal and Vallejo And Varane.
It's crosses into the box that have brought Juve their success.
And they're attacking down Marcelo's flank as well. And Marcelo is usually a strong point for Real Madrid. He's been great. He was really good in the last 16. He was your man of the match in the first leg, I remember.
But now they've got another attacker down that side too, which means that they can double up on him every time. And Douglas Costa has been sensational tonight. I mean,
he really has.
Sometimes he can be quite wasteful on the ball, but he's such a good dribbler and a really powerful and explosive deliverer of the ball into the box.
Well, I remember when he first joined Bayern Munich, and he was incredible at first. I mean, I know he went off a little bit, and that's where Juve managed to come in and get him for a decent deal. But he was really good when he burst on. Yeah. And what we're seeing here is...
and this bloody-minded defiance that Juventus have shown, not only against Spurs, but now against Real Madrid. And the spirit of Juve is really carrying them through this season. You know,
Douglas Costa with a yellow card.
A lot of factors to consider there. Last chance for Buffon, surely at winning this trophy. Maybe that's playing on their mind. Let's win one for GG.
Well, they were saying before the match on the UK coverage that this was going to be Buffon's last ever Champions League match.
It looked like
it was written off. They weren't even suggesting it might be. It was his last.
There was no logic in considering that Real Madrid could go out tonight. No. It just wasn't a logical thing to consider. No. Even the most ardent Juventus fans would tell you, we're just there for the trip. There's no way we can do anything.
Yeah.
Because you're asking Real Madrid to stay scoreless, and you're asking
concede at least 3,
and to concede at least 3 at home, an impossibility for most teams. But it's been a nightmare scenario. One thing after another has occurred to lead Real Madrid down this path of failure. From Zidane's first of all from the Sergio Ramos suspension to Zidane's selection of Gareth Bale instead of Karim Benzema up front. He's brought on 2 substitutes at halftime that have had no impact on the game.
So far, nothing. No.
Cristiano, everything he touched the other week was turned into gold, including that unbelievable overhead volley.
Yeah.
He can't get into the game tonight.
No. Juventus are doing a brilliant job.
They've sacrificed the balance in midfield by taking Casemiro off. And it's just been a nightmare for Zinedine Zidane. And he's going to have to draw upon all his reserves of strength, ingenuity, and genius, and education to figure this one out.
Monks is saying he reckons it could be a penalty shootout tonight. Potentially.
That's what it's looking like at the moment. 1 goal means that we're not going to get extra time. But it doesn't look like Juve, or it doesn't look like Real Madrid are going to get it.
Tamola says, who wrote all these scripts for the Champions League quarterfinals this season? It is quite crazy, some of these Champions League quarterfinals.
It's crazy.
We're seeing some really...
at the moment, Bayern are the only favourites that look like they're going to go through.
Yeah. I mean, the last 16, it wasn't boring, but it wasn't... You didn't really see any big... Man United getting knocked out was the only one that was like, wow.
But the rest of it was very routine.
Yeah, and even then, when Man United got knocked out, it was like... It was just a terrible performance over 2 legs, and they deserved to get knocked out. And that was the big talking point. But this time, as you say, it's Bayern are the only favourites going through. We're seeing Real Madrid's side getting suddenly swept aside in the second leg on home soil.
Yeah, they're getting slapped.
Against a team that looked down and out after 90 minutes, you know?
And Zinedine Zidane...
He's made his 3rd sub.
In a strange manoeuvre. He's substituting Luka Modric for Mateo Kovacic.
Not a player you'd want to bring on as an impact sub, is it?
It's his last throw of the dice. Now remember that if things go to extra time, he'd be playing with this lineup for...
Another 30 minutes.
As good as another hour. With no more changes. So the midfield is now Kovacic, Cruz, Vasquez, Asensio, Isco, Ronaldo. That's the attacking lineup that Real Madrid have at the moment. Is that enough to score the goal that they need at the moment to put them through to the Champions League semi-finals? Will it be enough to score 2 goals in the event that Juventus score the one that they need?
Which is very feasible. I mean, Juventus on the attack again. They're in Real Madrid's final third and looking pretty comfortable. I mean, Real Madrid are panicking here, throwing bodies, not being able to clear it.
Not very sure.
Juventus have got this little shot here, blocked by a Real Madrid defender. And then again, another Real Madrid player goes down. I think it's Ronaldo this time, clutching something or other, but he's up quite quickly. Oh!
The ball got over Varane's head there.
Lofted ball in. Very nearly got another shot on target.
A ball from Mandzukic.
The original says they laughed at Barca, but what they don't know is Barca still have La Liga and Copa del Rey. Madrid don't have anything. That is true.
Yeah, Madrid do not have anything after this. But their entire season is hinging on the next 15 minutes of football.
They have a
Zinedine Zidane's future is arguably hanging on the next 15 minutes of these football. Keylor Navas' future hanging on the next 15 minutes of football. There's some guys out here who will probably never play for Real Madrid again if they go out tonight. I'm counting Gareth Bale among that number. I'm counting Keylor Navas among that number. Mateo Kovacic could be among that number. Rafa Varane could be among that number.
I think they'll play again, but at the end of the season...
This is a failing team right now.
Certainly their last Real Madrid game in the Champions League, I think, if they get knocked out here. Bale, I can't see him staying this summer now.
No, not after his treatment tonight.
His agent came out during the week and said to, I think it was ESPN, he said there's no chance of going anywhere. All the reports are nonsense, but I guess
it might be Bale's choice. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, what would you want to stay there if you can go and play a Premier League side where you're going to be one of the first names on the team sheet?
Man United, Chelsea, clubs like that would have him, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, it was linked with Man United for a while, although with Alexis Sanchez coming in, you'd have to say how much space is there for him. Already got quite a lot of attacking wide players there with Martial and Massa and Lingard. White plays in the middle a bit now, doesn't he? We're seeing a Real Madrid attack here. They're hoping with 13 minutes to go now
of getting one goal.
One goal
to put them just a little bit out of sight.
Yeah, one goal would send them through. One goal for either side, as we've said before, will send them through. Come on, guys. Will it be Real Madrid or Juventus? Let us know. Put your comments in. Who do you think it's going to be? See, SJ says, oh my gosh, Zidane might be gone.
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah. And he'll be under no illusions about what failure would mean in this competition tonight. No illusions whatsoever.
No. He's, we said, and Zonzi's just skied it for Sevilla.
And at the exact same time, Isco has forced a save of a deflected shot from Gigi Buffon. And Buffon, all credit to the old codger, he's really stood up tonight and made some good saves.
Mr. Linger says, surely Lightning can't strike twice in 2 nights. Surely. Italian Lightning. It's
happening.
It will be an incredible week for Italian football if Juventus can pull this off.
They spoke this morning, all the analysis this morning concentrated on that clever system that Eusebio Di Francesco pulled out last night for Roma. A system that the players widely admitted that they'd never used before, that they'd only been practicing for 2 days. And it was that tactical system that gave them the platform to dominate Barcelona last night. And you would have to say that the strength of Italian football tradition down throughout the years is quality of the coaching. It carried Roma through last night. Yeah. And Allegri, such a versatile coach, looks like he's picked the right team tonight.
Yeah.
With Mandzukic.
Yeah. See, we want about Italian football, but as you say, they have probably the richest pedigree of coaches I can think of.
Yeah. Traditionally, last 40, 50 years, it's always been the case. And Allegri is a strong continuation of that coaching tradition.
And we've seen,
picking the right team for the circumstance, adapting to the players at his disposal, and he's got it absolutely bang on here tonight. Absolutely bang on. Bayern
have 30 minutes to get a goal, but it must be stressed. They don't need it.
They don't need it.
They don't need it. And Sevilla aren't looking like they're going to score twice. They've had a whole lot of chances.
Oh, Chiellini!
He headed it over, yeah.
Yeah, he puts it on top of his crossbar and celebrates.
Yeah. Say my name, says Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Mohammed.
We like to...
Who do you support, Mohammed? Who are you here for?
Maybe any Spanish clubs not getting to the semi-finals, says Shahada.
Yeah, we spoke about that in the first half. It could be the first time since what? We'd think 2007.
OB Jordan says, who is Vallejo and why is he playing? Ramos is suspended tonight. There was a bit of talk of whether Casemiro might fill in at the centre-back
and Pepe doesn't play her anymore, so
no, he went
they're struggling. Now, it has to be said here that if you're watching the Real Madrid game, you can see last 2 or 3 minutes they've started to turn the screw. There's more bodies in the box.
There is. But, I mean, we've seen an attack here, and Marcelo's going to get a booking for that.
That's a clever piece of play from Douglas Costa to get them up the field.
There's a few
and earns a yellow card for Marcelo, which I think... No, it doesn't put him out of the semi.
It's only Kovacic. Kovacic gets a yellow for the Real Madrid side anyway. Chiellini, if he gets a yellow, he'll be out of the first leg of the semi. And Alexandra is already out. Anyone else waiting for 3 bicycle kicks, says Dante? I can't see 3 bicycle kicks coming, I can say that now.
It just has him in Cristiano's night, guys. But not only that, it has him in Real Madrid's night, it has him in Zidane's night. He's been shown up tactically by Allegri tonight. His changes haven't worked from the bench. He's in a situation now where he's got Cristiano Ronaldo as his only recognised forward. And he's very, very isolated up there with Isco in behind. And if it stays like this for the next 10 minutes, they've got another half an hour of this to endure.
It's fascinating because Buffon, although neither of us are necessarily his biggest fans, he could end up being a hero tonight.
He's been brilliant tonight.
If it goes to a shootout. You know, both these goalkeepers have a decent history with shootouts. Keylor Navas, of course.
At the World
Costa
Cup,
Rica, yeah.
And, of course, in Champions League.
Yeah.
But with Zidane, or not with Zidane, with Buffon, there's no question, guys, Buffon, in terms of the collective system, Juve have been good all over tonight. In terms of individual talent, obviously Mandzukic has got his 2 goals. Douglas Costa has been brilliant, but Buffon has been as good as anybody. Great saves, getting his team out from the back. It's been an impressive performance from the veteran.
Very good, yeah. Save for Isco, you have to mark down as a key moment. If he'd scored that one way, hit his hand, kept that out.
Huge save.
Real Madrid have had 58% possession, we're just seeing on the screen, but doesn't mean much. We saw last night, Man City had 55% possession, I think. Oh no, it was Barcelona 55% possession. Man City must have had more than that. But both teams lost last night, Barcelona and Man City.
And I foresee these last 7-8 minutes, I think they're going to drop off. I think Real Madrid are going to drop off because they know that conceding a goal at this stage
is riskier than scoring it.
Is more risky than scoring one. Real Madrid would probably settle for extra time right now.
You would
have to have right now 8 minutes to go. Juve have to be favourites for this tie. Already 3 goals in the bag. Another half an hour where an away goal counts double to come. You would have to put Juventus down as favourites right at this moment.
Yeah, a few people in the comments section saying Juventus are the favourites. Ronaldo is too old now, says Robert Franklin.
He's a week older than he was when he scored that volley last week. I'll give him that, but he's not too old.
No, he's not too old. He's not having the best of games, but there's still time. He won't be brought off because Real Madrid have made all their substitutions. We had Asensio, we had Kovacic, and was it Vasquez?
Yeah. Vasquez and Asensio both came on at half-time and haven't done anything.
No, they've been very quiet, along with all the Real Madrid players.
Been
really,
nullified by the wide players. Lichtsteiner and Alexandro have been great.
That's a poor ball there from Isco. It didn't really go to anyone, just gave it back to Juventus for possession. It's a really frustrating match to be a Real Madrid fan, I reckon, this. Real Madrid fans watching right now, how frustrated are you? Merly says he's watching from Bahrain. Hello, Merly. We like our global listeners. We had Thailand in the first half. We had Qatar. We had Ethiopia. 10 minutes to go now. I reckon that's including stoppage time. The Bayern game's a little bit behind because of the injury time.
At the end of the first half, yeah.
From Rafinha's shoulder injury.
Frustrating night for Bayern in many ways.
Yeah.
But, they're
frustrating, but they're going through.
They're still going through, yeah.
Not quite frustrating like Real Madrid.
But it's only worth lip service at the moment because 8 minutes to go in that game, it's dead and buried.
Yeah.
Sevilla need to score twice. That's not going to happen. So we need to maintain our focus on the Juventus game right now. As Vallejo, who's endured a nightmare Champions League debut, let's be honest.
Yeah. He will want to forget about this one. He'll be hoping they can scrape through and mark it down to a learning curve. But, Juventus have a free kick here.
How expensive. The multi-million euro yellow card, you'll have to call it, that Sergio Ramos got last week. But even so, you were probably thinking at that stage, if you're going to get booked in any game, this is a good game to miss because the tie should be all over.
Comfortable, yeah.
But logic has been turned on its head. We're in the upside down in the Champions League this week.
Juventus have a free kick here, and they've tried to play it short, and it all went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I was going to say, a free kick a little bit closer, and Pjanic could have stood up. And Pjanic is a terrifying player to have a free kick against you.
Yeah, but they've wasted it. They tried to do it quickly, and they wasted their time. Wasted their opportunity.
Yeah. Pjanic, he was ex-Roma, wasn't he?
Some questions here. They're asking, who's that? Jan is asking, are we going to extra time?
We are at the moment. At this rate, we've got 5 minutes to go. Unless we see a goal, we've seen many a late Real Madrid goal in the past in the Champions League. Let's not rule it out.
Let's not rule it out.
We've also seen late Juventus goals over the years.
Somebody's got to be a hero tonight.
Yeah, someone is.
Somebody's got to be a hero. At this stage, 5 minutes to go. Everything is level pegging. Somebody is going to be... The hero is out on the field right now. Who's it going to be?
Who do you reckon?
Cristiano. It has to be Cristiano. There he is at the back post.
Oh!
It's nice.
It's not.
No, but it's nice.
But we saw that in the PSG match, and then he eventually did score.
Cristiano rises high over the shoulder of Stefan Lichtsteiner, who probably just does enough to put him off. A little lean into him. And Juve survived.
Didn't hit the right part of his head.
Slid off his balls.
It's really tough to call it at this point. Akin Ropo says football is a good game.
It is.
Yeah. It is. We've seen that in the Champions League.
It just doesn't make any sense, and that's why we love it.
Mr. Johnny Mack says, GG Buffon has never won the Champions League. I want Liverpool to win, but would be just as happy if Juventus did just for Buffon. A lot of people say that.
Well, you remove Real Madrid and Barcelona from the equation, and all of a sudden, the whole thing becomes less partisan. Because Real Madrid and Barcelona, their fanship extends all over the world, and their fans are so passionate that if one team or the other is in it, there's such a hatred of one team or the other that's going to be in the final. You ever find that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because they've got so many fans and everybody is trying to shout each other down in social media. Whereas if they're eliminated from the equation, the whole thing opens up, and all these Real Madrid, Barcelona fans all over the world have to pick a team that they want to win.
Yeah. And I think last time that happened must have been Bayern Dortmund 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So Barcelona fans, your team is out. At this stage, who do you want to win the Champions League?
Who are you rooting for? I guess Juventus, if they get to knock out Real Madrid, they can sort of enjoy that a little bit. You can't imagine they have too much against Juventus.
And looks like Real now, last few minutes of the game, they maybe want to finish it in the 90.
Isco's on the ball there. He's just offloaded it and run away. Marcelo with it.
He's just tossed it in the box.
Yeah. There's no aim there.
There's been no pattern whatsoever to the Real Madrid attack and play tonight.
It's just
it's been poor, really poor.
Yeah. And they look panicky at the back. They look poor up front. They look a bit lost in midfield as well.
Juventus are in control.
Yeah. Who's going out now? Says Mafazzo. Well,
now, nobody.
Now. Well, Sevilla are going out.
Yeah. Bayern and Sevilla are going out. Okay, it's 0-0 in that game. It's a bit of a washout.
Yeah.
But in the other game, nobody's going out. Nobody's going through.
We have a comment here from Azra saying Bayern Munich. Maybe he's a Barca fan who says that's who he'd support if Barca are knocked out, of course. If Real Madrid do get knocked out, as they might do here. At the moment, we're not going to see them get knocked out. We are going to see extra time.
For extra time.
Monks here says, after Barca, I'll support Juve. Monks has been with us throughout this stream. Thank you for keeping your comments coming in. We want to hear from all of you as we head towards the final few minutes of regulation time.
We've got 2 minutes of regulation time. Real Madrid on the ball. Juve have been forced back and maybe will accept extra time where they know the goal will count double at this stage. Dangerous game to play against a team like Real Madrid, even if they haven't been at their best tonight.
Got an attack here, though.
And Chiellini nods another ball away.
This could be a really tense last couple of minutes for Juve fans, who must be jubilant right now that they've managed to come back into this.
Even when Real Madrid have managed to breach the system like that, the individual positioning from Chiellini tonight to head those balls away has been second to none. Second to none. He's a player that does get a little bit of criticism, Chiellini, but his positioning deep inside his own box to get balls away tonight has been absolutely sensational. Real traditional Italian defensive qualities from Chiellini on show tonight.
It's hard to fault a single Juventus player. Like, look at them. Kadiri's been great with his runs and balls into the box. All got an attack here for Real Madrid. It's not quite.
They still have the ball deep inside the Juventus half, and another block. This time by another veteran, Lichtsteiner.
Show the game, someone says. We can't, guys. Watching here from Liberia, I saw Uganda there a second ago as well. It says he supports Liverpool instead of Barcelona. So does Daxter. Robert says Juve have to go through.
People are asking actually to pray for Real Madrid at this stage. That's, things are getting desperate. I don't think the man upstairs really cares.
No, he's not a Real Madrid fan. No. We're seeing last 30 seconds here at the Santiago Bernabeu.
We're just waiting for the board to go up.
We'll probably see 20 minutes?
I think four.
3 or 4. The 3 or 4 is the usual amount. We've not had a lot of injury time, but we have had a couple of stoppages, so probably 4. It's the usual standard amount.
Whatever way you slice it, this has been a total disgrace.
That's a yellow for
Benatia,
who missed the first leg because he was suspended.
Back in tonight, he's had a solid game.
Yeah, yes, he's played well. Played well in that back.
3,
yeah.
3-4.
Yeah. DeCillo started, of course. He was hauled off after 16 minutes. Wasn't too happy about that. Lichtstein is now there. Ramos was seeing in the stands there. He was just gesticulating a decision. I think he wanted a yellow card given to Benatia.
But they transitioned so well from a 3 to a 4 in the back line. With Alexandro, his versatility on that left flank really gives it to them. 3 minutes of injury time, one of which is almost up. So they've got a few seconds now, Real Madrid. They're on the attack. Juventus do look tired, I'll be honest, right now. But
yeah, they're tiring. They've got another 30 minutes of this.
And Real Madrid would probably have one quality chance, you would imagine.
Yeah. Well, they're camping in the half. 2 minutes to go. You don't usually get a lot of added time after those. After the amount is given.
And Sergio Ramos has made his way down to the bench from the VIP area to try and holler his team to glory here.
He will not be able to believe this.
He's a big miss tonight.
I'll enjoy this match tonight. Just chill, see my team.
Little glass of wine.
Yeah, in your little box, little VIP box. Hang out with the family.
He probably brought the kids along as well. And he's like, stuck here for another half an hour.
Instead, he stormed down to the touchline.
He's even taken off his hat.
Oh God, that's how you know he means business. We're just seeing Bayern, Sevilla wrap up.
They're in injury time now as well.
Bayern have given it all. It's not like a 0-0 where they haven't tried. They really have. Sevilla, credit to them, have done really well not to concede at the Allianz Arena, which is a place where...
creditable result. Yeah. But, counts for nothing in the end. Bayern did the hard work away from home. Tough game in the south of Spain last week.
Yeah.
But they managed to get those 2 away goals.
Ramos is getting a lot of TV time right now.
One more goal required from either of these two sides, and one more minute in which to get them in injury time, or else we're heading to extra time. And this will have to go down as a failure over 90 minutes for Real Madrid.
Well,
crazy stuff.
Certainly will. Hard to believe that... well, it was from the first minute, wasn't it? It was the second minute where they scored the goal. I mean, they stormed them right at the start. Oh! Is he going to get a penalty?
A penalty! Real Madrid have a penalty with 30 seconds to go!
You guessed Ronaldo. Oh my God.
Oh, they're not happy.
The
ball is headed back across the box from Cristiano Ronaldo. Lucas Vazquez looks to get a shove in the back.
Red card for Buffon.
It's a red card for Buffon.
He's gone. That's not the way he would want to end his Champions League.
It's a red card for Buffon, we think, for the protest towards the Scottish referee.
We think.
And he's gone. And it's at the last moment of Gianluigi Buffon's Champions League career. Oh, the drama! This is unbelievable. So Cruz puts the ball into Ronaldo.
Headed back for Ronaldo, and he's brought down by Benchwarmers.
Lucas Vazquez was waiting for the ball to drop.
Great pass from Ronaldo with the head.
Vazquez lane.
Oh, Benchwarmers, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Clatters in from behind.
It's a 50-50 in my book. It's a 50-50. I've seen him give and I've seen him not.
I think that's a penalty.
He's coming in at the wrong side. It's awkward.
You don't come
If he's not there for that challenge, I think Vazquez scores. Gianluigi Buffon has been sent off for his protests.
Unbelievable.
Juventus have met their 3 substitutions, I believe.
Yeah. We haven't got them in front of us, but we're about to find out. Let's see. And I think someone else on the sidelines just got Buffon.
Which means Buffon is gone.
Furious.
In many ways, he's got Chesney's going to come on. Chesney's going to have a moment to remember here because he's coming on for Benatia in the very last second to try and save a Cristiano Ronaldo penalty. This is an unbelievable night of drama in the Champions League. The very last action of the game.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Ronaldo's having to be pushed back a little bit. I think there's some words.
The Juventus players are trying to jostle Cristiano Ronaldo and put him off because there's only one person who's going to take this.
Oh yeah. He's not going to give it to someone else. Ronaldo, he lives for this moment.
It looks like to put a bit of logic in here. It looks like Mehdi Benatia is going to come off to allow the goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny to come on.
I'm going to avoid looking at the comments because I realise some of you might be a little bit ahead of us here, and I don't want to see exactly who it is. If you
some of you at halftime were asking, where is Pinaldo? Where is Pinaldo? I'll tell you where Pinaldo is. He's about to take a penalty. Gianluigi Buffon is sent off with 30 seconds of play to go.
Incredible.
After protesting the penalty kick that was given for the foul from Mehdi Benatia on Lucas Vazquez just inside the 6-yard box, Juventus are going to find themselves really hard done by that penalty kick. And it looks like Buffon he's been sent off for pushing the referee with his body.
Off he goes. And right, here we go then. Ronaldo lining it up. This will literally be the last kick of the match because we're 5 minutes into injury time.
3 minutes of injury time. And it looks like Gonzalo Higuain is going to be the one replaced by Wojciech Szczesny.
Yeah.
And Szczesny, how do you feel?
But I mean, someone's got to be sacrificed. It's the player. They usually sacrifice the most attacking player.
All Juventus's hard work could be unravelled here at the last. But Cristiano Ronaldo, have you ever taken a penalty? Have you ever taken a penalty?
It will be a cruel, cruel way to go out this because they have been so brilliant in this match.
They've been brilliant. They deserve at least extra time.
They made 93 minutes without making a mistake. 93 minutes. And it took a tiny mistake. That's all it takes.
A 50-50 penalty for me. A 50-50 penalty.
I'd say it's an 80-20. I think it's very...
And Juventus, they're trying to delay this for as long as they can. And Szczesny is walking into the cauldron.
He could not be walking slower. He may as well be in slow motion there.
He's going to ask for a touch of the ball as well.
Maybe he's going to shake Ronaldo's hand or something. I'll play some mind games. Pjanic.
And how Juventus must feel robbed at the moment as Cristiano Ronaldo prepares to take the most important penalty kick of his Well, he's obviously taken in the Champions League final to
Yeah,
win it.
yeah.
You can't get a more high-pressure situation than
No.
that. But Cristiano Ronaldo's most important penalty of the season.
Bear in mind, if he misses, they're not out. There's extra
Yeah,
time.
we've got extra time.
You know, he gets another 30 minutes to try and get that
Yeah.
goal. Ronaldo will be on for the duration of it unless he gets sent off because
Because
Real
all
Madrid
the
have used all their
substitutions have
subs.
been made. We are now 6.5 minutes into 3 minutes of injury time at the Bernabeu. And this is unbelievable drama. We thought it was dramatic last night. Oh, we ain't seen nothing yet. Barcelona and Real Madrid are such good value in the Champions League. Here we go. Cristiano.
What a match this has been. Can he be the hero? Stepping up against Wojciech Szczesny,
Here it comes. One kick of the ball.
former Arsenal player. Juventus' backup goalkeeper behind Gianluigi Buffon.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He
scored! He scored! Cristiano Ronaldo has knocked Juventus out of the Champions League. He has retired Gianluigi Buffon.
Literally.
What a night of Champions League action we had. In the 7th minute of injury time, Cristiano Ronaldo has slotted a penalty kick away with ice in his veins to give Real Madrid
Oh my
a
goodness.
3-1 defeat and put them into the
Here
semi-finals.
he is.
Zinedine
Shut up.
Zidane
He's been saved by Ronaldo again.
has been bailed out by
Look at him.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He is jubilant.
And whatever you think about this man, Cristiano is made for moments like this.
He is.
He is absolutely made for
Look at the
moments like
penalty
this.
as well. It's not a bad penalty. It's a brilliant penalty.
It's a brilliant,
Top corner.
brilliant penalty.
He hasn't gone down the middle or anything like that. He's nailed it into the top corner.
We have seen big players miss big penalties at big times.
Yeah.
Never for a second do we think that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to miss that penalty.
No.
Ice in his veins, and it's going to go down as a disappointing. Game plan was wrong.
It was a terrible 93
Game plan
minutes.
was wrong. Individual performances were wrong. Everything went wrong for Real Madrid tonight. But right at the death, what happens?
We're now in the 9th minute of injury time now.
There's going to be such controversy about this.
There is.
Such controversy about this.
Juventus will be furious. Here they are. They've got essentially a Hail Mary.
10 men,
Lobbed up.
no centre forward.
I mean, I can't believe this is still going because there was
Well, it has
so
to because there's still about 30 seconds to play legitimately.
But this is going to be it. I mean, barring 90 plus 8 that was. So he scored in the 8th minute of stoppage time. There was only 4 minutes on the board.
3 minutes on the board.
It was 3 minutes in the end.
The ball is up the other end.
Oh
They have
my
to defend.
God. Tell you what, Benashia could have returned that and got it in.
Lucas Vazquez gets the ball away. He's only managed to put it for a corner. Oh, he's put it for a goal kick.
And that must be it. Wow. A lot of you in the comment section saying, wow, a lot of you celebrating Ronaldo's goal. Is it over? Is it
It's
over?
over! Real Madrid have hung on by the skin of their teeth. They were 30 seconds away from extra time. And right there, a crucial refereeing intervention. We're not going to say whether it was the right decision or the wrong decision right now because I think it was a 50-50 call. And I'm a neutral in this situation.
I'm a neutral. I think it was a penalty.
Cristiano Ronaldo has got Real Madrid off the hook here tonight. Let's be honest. It was his header back across the goal which provoked the penalty in the first place. And Cristiano is now leading the cheers on the field in the Bernabeu, telling everybody.
Who won? Real Madrid won. Someone just asked in the comment section who won. Real Madrid scored in the 98th minute.
A Cristiano Ronaldo penalty in the 98th minute.
Gianluigi Buffon sent off for possessing the penalty.
You were asking at halftime, where's Penaldo?
There he is.
You were asking, where's Penaldo?
78 minutes gone. I asked you who the hero was going to be. You said Cristiano.
Of course it's going to be Cristiano.
Of
The
course.
man, Chris, he's got a script in his head. He knows how these things are going to go.
Incredible.
Last
stuff.
night he lay in bed and he dreamt about scoring a winning goal tonight. Well, he probably didn't. He probably thought about,
Scoring a couple of goals.
let's
isn't
score a
it?
couple of goals. We're already through.
Another overhead kick, maybe.
And whatever your allegiance, Juve have put such a good performance in tonight.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly unlucky.
Yeah.
Incredibly unlucky.
They were the better team over 92 and a half minutes, and they made
Deserved
one
their extra
mistake.
time.
They really did. Buffon, who got sent off, had a really good game, to be fair to him.
Brilliant game. Brilliant game.
The defenders had a great game. Chiellini had a great game. Douglas Costa was brilliant
Yeah.
in attack.
Yeah.
Mandzukic with his 2 goals, of course. It was a really, really solid performance. We've seen Higuain here applauding some of the...
Without a
visiting fans.
doubt, one of the most dramatic Champions League knockout matches that I have ever seen. As we're seeing the replay again, the defender's on the wrong side. I think it's a penalty.
I think it is. I think he's made the right call. And the composure to step up after that 5 minutes. It was 5 full minutes after the whistle was blown. Because Buffon protested, the entire Juventus team protested, Chesney came out
There's
and walked.
just something about Real Madrid. Call it the spirit of Juanito or whatever you want to call it, but there's just something within the walls of this Bernabeu that when push comes to shove in the Champions League, they just get the job done. It is unbelievable. The Italian fans are justifiably upset
They're
about what's
outraged.
happening here. They're
But
outraged.
I just don't think you can argue with that. Benatia has fouled him in the area, and I understand.
And I've got a lot of things on my mind that I'd like to say about Juventus and penalty decisions down throughout the years, okay? But I won't. I'm just going to analyse it in the context of this game.
It's a penalty.
And Juventus have been unlucky tonight. It may be a penalty kick, however.
I think it is. They are unlucky, and there's no getting around the fact that, well, I think it's a penalty kick, but they were the far better team.
For 92 and a half minutes.
Far better team. And they were nowhere in the first leg. They were poor in the first leg. But they really did come out. And, you know, we're seeing pictures here, Buffon getting a red card for really getting in the referee's face.
And his night ends in disgrace. It ends in disgrace. No matter how frustrated he is, his night ends in disgrace. And his Champions League ends in disgrace.
It does. It's going to be his last...
He'll go down as a Champions League loser.
He'd never won it, yeah?
Never won it. A Champions League loser. Gianluigi Buffon.
I think we're going to end it there. That
We'll
was
have to wrap it
incredible.
up.
What an ending. What an ending to the Champions League quarterfinals. And what a round of matches. Really entertaining stuff.
Brilliant.
All the legs as well. For every night we were treated to some really great stuff. So we hope you join us again. We'll be covering the reactions to this incredibly controversial ending.
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Roma, Liverpool. See you for the semi-finals.
We'll be back on Friday. See you then.